What's up, nerds? Welcome to a very different DNA Reacts. Joey and Brian.
Yeah.
Glad to be back.
And the newly married Corey.
Yay. I missed a lot last week, so I want to talk about a couple things.
You did.
So, Nintendo NX was officially revealed as...
Nintendo Switch.
The Nintendo Switch. It's not really any different than I expected it, but it's a whole lot different than I expected it at the same time.
I think they did a good job with what they did with it, at least the way they have it shown right now. I don't know. I mean, because like the way they were talking about making it a handheld console, along with like a mix between the two of them, a handheld versus a standalone. I can't words.
I can't words.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's a good mix, I think, especially because you can add different attachments to actually have like a controller then, versus just playing with the little nubs. Yeah. But then you can also just use those, if you you're actually traveling and you don't have a controller or whatnot by the looks of it. So
yeah,
I don't know, to me it looks like it'd be great.
Yeah, Brian, what about you?
I have no interest in that console.
I don't believe you. I bet you'll get it eventually. If it's $250, I bet you'll get it.
No, I learned my lesson with these other Wii consoles.
It's not a Wii, it's a Switch.
Okay, with the other Nintendo consoles.
If they sell a Monster Hunter game with that system, I'm buying it like day one.
I mean, the Wii U sucked so much balls.
Yeah. I mean...
It did. And it was a great idea. It was an okay idea, but, if you're not going to put any games that I want to play out, why am I spending a couple $100s to just sit there and collect dust?
I mean, but they already have confirmed third-party developers. For
I don't like that. Yeah, but they never confirmed a new Mario Kart or any of that stuff. It's just that they're going to mod this one over. Okay?
True.
I don't want that. I've already played that game. I think the only people who are going to buy this are hardcore Nintendo people.
Yeah.
And then it also depends on the price. Well, how much would you pay for that?
That's going to be the thing for me is the price point on it. Because if it's...
Would you spend $300 on that?
I would spend $300, but that's probably the max.
Oh, hell no, I wouldn't spend $300 on that.
That's like the most.
Yeah.
I think anything above that is no.
I still think, honestly, at first I was like 300 is the sweet spot. It cannot go over 300. Now that, the hype has kind of settled down, I kind of feel like 250 is that sweet spot to push it out the door, because it's not as powerful as Xbox One. Xbox One starts at $249, right? So, I'm aware that this is a different console. You can take it out and make it a handheld.
I already have a handheld,
but Xbox One.
This one's the
people who want
your old handheld.
People that want to play Xbox One or PS4 that want to play it on their TV. I mean, PlayStation owners already probably have a Vita. Most of them, But, here's the thing that excites me about NX. I like...
Switch.
And whatever, Switch. Words. It's been a while, okay? The thing I like about the Switch is that it doesn't look like a toy that Nintendo usually puts out. It actually looks like a piece of technology that's worth owning.
It doesn't look like it's a little piece of plastic you could break by just going...
Yeah.
Whoops.
And I think that the trailer did a great job of messaging this console, unlike the Wii U, when everybody was confused if it was just a tablet add-on to the Wii, stuff like that. I think they got the message across, what it is, how it works, and where you can take it with you or play it at home without losing any frames whatsoever. I know it's just a concept video. You might lose one here or there. I like that they showed. I like that they had the statement that, look, you want Skyrim on the go. We're gonna try our best to bring you games like this on the go.
You don't want Skyrim on the go?
No, I would just play it on my giant TV.
Brian doesn't go anywhere.
But what if you do go somewhere?
If I'm going somewhere, then why? If I'm gonna play video games, I'm gonna play video games. If I'm going somewhere, then I'm going somewhere.
What if you go on a vacation somewhere and you want to take Skyrim with you?
Then I'll bring my PlayStation.
Oh, well.
So what? I can play it down on the beach.
What if you go camping and
I don't camp?
Okay. Well, Brian's not interested in this at all.
The other thing about this thing is that I'm glad that they showed people like us playing it and not families gathered around the TV. I think that their marketing is clear. Look, we lost this gamer with the Wii U and the Wii, and we kind of want to aim it more back towards people like us. Now, third parties have already jumped on saying, yeah, we're going to develop for this. But then again, it is Nintendo, and Nintendo fans don't buy third-party games. They buy Nintendo consoles for Nintendo games. And I'm a little bit worried that a year or two down the road, like, it's going to be another situation where...
It's going to be the Wii U all over again.
Well, not necessarily, because now they have all their teams focusing their resources on one console.
Then what the fuck were they doing with the... What were all these teams doing?
They had the
3DS.
The DS and then the Wii.
So are they
3DS?
not gonna, so now you're telling me that they're not going to make games for the 3DS anymore?
They probably will for a while.
I bet they'll make games. I bet they'll make games for 3DS for another year themselves, and I bet third parties will make games for the 3DS for another 2 years, depending if this thing's like... if everything goes to plan and Nintendo sells this thing. Some reports are saying that if this thing comes out at $250, this thing in the first year could sell 10 million units in the first year. Like, all kinds of analytics.
I mean, I could believe it. Like, because this is, like, if this is going to be, like, their new, like, they're not going to, if they're going to switch from the DS and just put their games on, what?
You said
Switch. To the Switch. And like that be their primary focus for everything. Yeah, this could be great. Like, because they have great games on the 3DS.
Yeah, they do.
And I think if they put that focus, those great games they have there on the Switch, it'll be awesome.
Mm-hmm. And I think in concept the Wii U in theory is a good idea. Where like the controller with the screen on it is a good idea for off TV play, and then you can switch it back to your TV. But the Wii U,
you can't even move that far away from it.
You can't. Yeah, I was about to say that. Like, I can't even go in my apartment. My apartment's tiny, right? I can't go from my game room to the toilet and play the Wii U. I just can't.
Yeah, it's pretty. The range is very shitty.
Yeah,
I think the Wii U was way too similar to the Wii for anyone to like actually consider going from one to the other. I think was the major problem.
Yeah, well, the main part of that I think too is that it was shown off poorly. The messaging for that was confusing.
Yeah,
I mean, they couldn't have done a worse job of naming that console. Like, they could have named it Wii 2. I mean, if they wanted to stick with the Wii name, they could have named it Wii 2. They could have named it Super Wii. Made it clear that it was something different. And like, a Wii U just doesn't do anything. So I'm glad they're getting away from the Wii name. I'm glad they're focusing their marketing at people like us. I'm glad that they're making an effort to show, hey, look, we're going to put third-party games on here. We're going to give you a new Mario game. We're going to give you Zelda. We're going to give you like some of the best Wii U games that you probably didn't play because you didn't own one at launch. I mean, if Mario Kart Switch and Splatoon Switch aren't launch titles and they're just upgraded versions of the current games, like, you shouldn't even be porting these. These need to be launch titles. So that's one of my concerns. The other one of my concerns is, if you're taking this thing with you, what's the battery life on it?
Yeah, that was another thing I was gonna be worried about, because I mean playing games on like your phone now, those games aren't that complicated, and it kills your battery like
right.
insanely.
I mean, look at Pokemon Go. That thing kills your battery.
So I can only imagine
fast.
like what a complex game will do to the battery on that.
Yeah. So I mean, the other thing is onboard storage. Is it going to have any onboard storage for digital games?
I guarantee it will.
Or
I feel like the whole entire thing is pretty much going to be housed in it, like it's.
Yeah, the whole console is housed in the screen. It's just.
Oh, you're saying you don't want to have to, I mean, like, you're not going to need to carry like discs around, so you can actually just download like your games on.
Yeah, I want to know, like, because Skyrim, it's very clearly the special edition in that trailer. How big is that game going to be?
It's huge.
I mean, and if this thing can't hold one game like Skyrim or one game like Zelda.
Storage is cheap now, though. I mean, especially if you're just...
I know, but like, Nintendo is always very stingy on storage.
Which is something that they should.
The Wii U has 32 gigs of
that's
onboard storage.
That's awful.
So
they could put a terabyte in there, no problem, and then it would.
Yeah, I mean, I think this thing needs at least 250 gigs of onboard storage.
I'm guessing they'll probably have 500. But
yeah.
I mean, they really should have more than that now with the price of how much you can get for cheap storage.
Yeah. So, I don't know. The one other thing I do like though is the Pro controller.
Yeah.
Has like an Xbox 360, Xbox One style look to it. the staggered sticks. You know, it has the classic D button. I'm glad that the controls look different than like the slide off ones, the Joy-Cons as they're calling them.
That's what they're called.
Yeah, it's I'm glad that you can use the Pro controller on the screen without, you know, you can set the screen down on the table and use the Pro controller pretty much.
It's got a kickstand in it.
Which again worries me though, because if they're using some sort of Bluetooth mixed technology, like how is that going to kill the battery life? Because Bluetooth will kill your battery too. I think this thing needs at least a 5-hour battery.
Yeah.
And whoever makes like a charging case / you know, like a charging case for this thing is going to make a ton of money.
We should probably just make sure we get in on that.
I know, we need to get it on there.
Find someone who has that patent right now.
I know. Brian, let's tear apart your case and figure out what's in it and mod it for the Switch.
I need my case.
Yeah. So that's kind of our final thoughts on the Nintendo Switch. Joey, your final thought?
I'm excited. I'm hopeful, and I look forward to like see more about it. But I mean, I'm still going to be a little bit skeptical after how bad the Wii U went. But,
Right.
But we'll see.
Brian, what do you think of the Switch as a concept and as a unit?
I think I think for them it's a good move concept wise. I am like Joey. I'm very, very skeptical, and I will definitely. I mean, I'll keep my eye on it for sure. And if it does, because there are games that Nintendo has that I love to play, and I think that's why I get so upset with them. Is that because I don't feel like they're putting out the games that they could and should be, because they, like I love my 3DS. I love it. I love Pokemon. I love Monster Hunter. I like the Mario and Luigi games they've put out. And then I have that Wii U, and I'm pissed that that was a waste of money.
I don't think I've ever seen you play it. I think I've seen Rachel play it twice to play Yoshi's Woolly World.
Yeah,
which is on 3DS.
I played it like I played a lot of Mario Kart when that came out, but
I mean, it's Mario Kart.
It's Mario Kart, and it's a lot of fun. But at the end of the day, like I'm not a huge racing fan, anyways, for games. I just wish that they would have put out more games.
Yeah. For me, like, I'm probably gonna buy this when it comes out.
Yeah.
Honestly, and I've always loved Nintendo. I mean, you guys both know that. But again, I am a little skeptical because there's so much good coming out now. I'm waiting for that big bad Nintendo bombshell to drop, saying, "Oh, there's no onboard storage. Oh, there's no touch functionality. Oh, the battery is only 2.5 to 3 hours." That kind of stuff is what really worries me about the console. But as a concept, I think that this is what it's doing all the things that Nintendo is good at. They're putting the games on a console that you can take with you. Portability has always been their strong suit since the Game Boy. Like, their portable systems, except for maybe the Super Nintendo, their portable systems have always been stronger than their consoles.
Yeah.
So,
really, if it doesn't have a touchscreen, is that like a big deal for you?
That's not a deal breaker.
I mean,
I would say that's like something that
but,
I like.
But you look at games like Super Mario Maker. I know they want to port that game over. It's sold like 6 million units. You look at games that require a little bit of touch functionality, and if they're trying to incorporate their mobile strategy into this, like Super Mario Run, I know they want to bring to this thing. The future of Fire Emblem, I know they want to bring to this game. Which, if that mobile game does anything, I know they're going to want to bring it to this console. So touch functionality for me isn't a big deal, but there's a lot of people out there, especially parents who have kids that they just want to pass their tablets off to. That's all they know how to do is touch things right now. So like that's going to be an issue for people looking for something that kids don't know how to use buttons. So
you push them.
I know. I try to teach my wife's cousin, or my wife's, I guess he's my nephew now, how to use like a controller, and he kept touching. He's like, "Where do I touch?" And I'm like, the buttons. He pressed. He couldn't like grasp it. Now, granted, he's almost 4. Like, he's not like
right. That's weird.
It's just weird how these kids just want to touch screens all the time. So that's gonna wrap up our DNA Reacts for the Nintendo Switch. Let us know what you're excited about, if you are excited, what your concerns are in the comments below. And until next time, we love you.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay.
They love us.
Then we love you.